another twist in our ongoing coverage of Millersville's conspiracy cop.
Tonight, city officials are standing with their assistant police chief and his conspiracy theories regarding Nashville's Covenant School shooting. Thank you for joining us. I'm Carrie Sharp.
And I'm Rory Johnston. Among his many bizarre ideas, Sean Taylor has falsely argued that police video from the shooting was actually staged. That's why our chief investigative reporter, Phil Williams, went back to Millersville.
And Phil, it's just simply unbelievable that everyone is not condemning this.
No doubt about that. To understand what we saw last night, this is important. These are the 5 members of the Millersville City Commission. The 3-member majority, the ones on the top row, are backed by the far-right group Sumner County Constitutional Republicans. They believe the Republican Party is too liberal, and they are the ones standing behind Sean Taylor.
Call to order the Millersville Board of Commissioners.
As the Millersville City Commission gathered for its monthly work session, one commissioner had an issue weighing on his mind.
I think Sean Taylor needs to apologize to the Covenant victims.
David Gregory's concern followed a News Channel 5 investigation.
The people know, the 3 of us know, something's not right. It doesn't pass the smell test.
That uncovered a podcast in which Sean Taylor, the man who's now Millersville's assistant police chief, spread bogus conspiracy theories about the Covenant School shooting, a tragic mass murder in which 3 children were gunned down in cold blood, along with 3 staff members.
What I'm seeing there, it looks more like a training op.
Taylor falsely claimed this police video of officers rushing into the school and confronting the shooter was actually staged.
And he needs to apologize to the victim's family at Covenant shooting and also Metro Police for what he said about them.
But David Gregory's plea got no response. So when the meeting was over, I had questions. First for the mayor. Do you think that Sean Taylor owes the Covenant families an apology?
You know, I haven't seen that.
Tommy Long claimed he had not seen our investigation, which showed Taylor falsely claiming that the brave staff members who helped guide police to the shooter were, in his words, role-playing.
I've heard talk about what was said, but as far as me listening to it, I haven't seen it.
Is it not important for you to listen to?
I haven't had a chance.
And what about Taylor's boss, Police Chief Brian Morris, who's now serving as city manager? Chief, does Sean Taylor owe the Covenant families an apology?
I don't have anything to say to you.
He is your employee. Does he owe the Covenant families an apology?
The reason why I'm not going to say anything to you is because I don't like you.
Still, I wanted to know what Morris would say to the family of Covenant School headmaster Catherine Kuntz, who gave her life trying to stop the shooter.
You guys know that I'm digging into the child trafficking and human trafficking.
Sean Taylor had falsely accused the beloved hero of being involved in child sex trafficking. Here's the question, though. What about the Covenant families?
Do your research well enough to at least spell my name right, I'm not going to talk to you.
So this is personal. You don't care about the Covenant families, Chief?
I didn't say that. I said I wasn't.
You said you were more concerned about the spelling of your name.
That's not what I said, but that's your twist.
One of the commissioners, Alyssa Hewling, had appeared to scoff out loud when Gregory brought up Covenant, something she denied as she left the meeting. Do you think Mr. Taylor owes the Covenant families an apology?
You ready to go to your car? Sure.
Didn't you say you were running late for that?
Yes.
It's a really simple question.
I haven't looked into all of the documentations of what has been coming at us.
I couldn't believe what I was not hearing. It takes a man to apologize. So what are we dealing with here?
David Gregory and Christina Templet say the silence by their fellow commissioners about Sean Taylor's Covenant conspiracies speaks volumes.
They don't care enough to care about the people that lost lives, their families, that it's been reopened. That shocked me. I was pretty shocked about that.
As for the man who really controls Sean Taylor's fate, should he apologize to the Covenant families, Chief?
I think you should do better research.
Should he apologize, Chief? And by the way, I checked our website, and as far as I could find, I have never misspelled the chief's name, which of course has nothing to do anyway with Sean Taylor's Covenant conspiracies. My investigation continues tomorrow at 6 with more questions that arose from that crazy, crazy meeting. Rory?